arrested for breaking into corporate and government computers. They call themselves hackers. They live anonymously in a secret world, and they'd like to keep it that way. Trouble is, they can obtain some of our most private information. One expert showed us how hackers exchanging information electronically learn to break into a computer system which stores millions of credit histories, including yours and mine.
Like, for example, here's how to get into TRW.
Into the computer?
Yes.
And what could I get if I got into TRW?
Well, I could get your personal credit history, where you're employed, where your wife is employed, all your credit card numbers, your bank accounts, your average bank balance, your average income.
Millions of homes now have personal computers, and the number is leaping upward every year, creating new legions of potential hackers.
I've been into hundreds of systems, hundreds and hundreds.
Well, I know people who have done up to 5-10 systems in a day without a problem.
Okay, we have connected. I have to go through the network now to get to the computer.
Hackers see themselves as explorers on the newest frontier, like characters in the movie Tron, pushing the limits of computers, finding out what they can do.
Prepare to transport to life cycle grid.
But what that means is that a mushrooming army of hackers, mostly teenage kids, are prowling anonymously through the electronic corridors of our corporations, banks, universities, and even the government. It has created a kind of electronic guerrilla warfare. Security experts trying to guard their systems, hackers trying to break through.
5% of the computers I try, I can get into within 5 minutes.
Finding my school computer was a big thing. You know, that's pretty much like a dream for every hacker.
I've been into military systems and I've been into commercial systems.
If I break into your computer system, how are you going to find me out? Think about it.
For a hacker, this is the ultimate goal, the heart of a company's computer system.
The excitement is just the thrill of doing something that you're not supposed to do, but, you know, nobody can stop you.
Knowing you can defeat your major corporations who are supposed to be, you know, so superior to everyone else.
It's kind of a power trip, feeling that you're more intelligent than they are.
Through telephone lines and a simple device called a modem, hackers connect with computers anywhere in the world. With the right passwords and numbers, they're in. But how do they get them?
Trashing is one of the ways we find the information.
Scott Ellentuck, now in computer security, was one of the top hackers in the country.
Basically, it's just going into the trash bin behind the company and searching through the paper to try to find anything that would help you.
For another former hacker, there were other ways.
I've been in some major corporate headquarters, mainly in New York, and as long as you get dressed up in a suit, bring in your briefcase, or or if you're in normal clothes, have a hat that says Purelator on it, and then you can figure out where the computer room is. All this you have no need to know from someone from the inside, because you are in the inside.
Armed with what they scavenge, hackers try different combinations until they finally break in.
We've just logged on, and now we're in.
A 15-year-old hacker who calls himself White Knight regularly reads messages in ARPANET, an unclassified government system which includes military defense contractors.
So government contractors will have called in and given someone within the Defense Department a message, and you're going to find out what they are saying.
Yes, exactly.
This is a list of every government computer.
Every TAC or ARPANET government computer across the country.
And does it tell you the numbers of how to get into these?
Yeah.
Are you aware that getting into a federal computer, into a government computer, is a federal crime?
Yeah, I am.
Doesn't bother you?
Not terribly.
Why?
Because the percentage of people that they actually catch is so small that I don't really think it's anything to be worried about.
Okay, computer's answering. And we're on.
Attacks on computers have created a new breed of corporate security expert who try to beat hackers at their own game. John Maxfield keeps files on over 2,000 hackers.
Well, I'm sort of an electronic detective. And I have a network of informants So I go out there and play hide and seek with them on their own terms, with their own weapons, so to speak, with my computer against their computer.
Maxfield hacks his way onto underground bulletin boards, electronic information centers for the hacker world. Most bulletin boards are legitimate, but more than 1,000 provide illegal information.
Here's a new method of credit card fraud, and there's a list here of messages about all sorts of interesting things, how to commit death and destruction. There's even plans, I believe, for a nuclear device. Certainly there's all kinds of things about explosives. To give one of these children a computer and a modem, it's like giving them the keys to an expensive, high-powered sports car without any driver training, driver's license, regulation, or any supervision. And they just go off and see how far they can go and how fast they can go, and eventually they crash the car.
For most hackers, it starts as a game. But to play the game, they have to cross a line. Defrauding the phone company, breaking into unauthorized systems, invading our privacy. Despite all that, many hackers have a code of ethics and resent being seen as criminals.
Hackers gather a lot of information, but we don't feel that we're gathering it against anybody. We're gathering it for our knowledge.
A hacker ethic. Well, if you can define one, it's don't cause anybody really any undue harm unless you consider them an enemy.
But getting even when a hacker's involved can be more than just child's play. Richard Sanza, a San Francisco-based reporter for Newsweek, wrote about hackers last year, exposing their methods. Furious hackers besieged him with calls, threatening to disconnect his phone and blow up his house. Then something happened that he took even more seriously.
I got a call from someone saying that they have all your credit cards. And I said, no, they don't have all my credit cards. I have all my credit cards. My wallet was in my hand. And he said, well, let me read the numbers to you.
An angry hacker broke into the TRW Credit Bureau, obtained Sansa's private credit information, and posted a message urging hackers to harass him.
It really raised the stakes tremendously at that point. It was no longer a game. There were people who were really interested in causing me harm. And all anonymously, all at the speed of light, in the middle of the night, untraceable.
The hacker game has gotten harder to play. Security experts are cracking down, coming up with new devices to block illegal break-ins. Hackers have been arrested, and 45 states now have computer crime laws. But to hackers, security devices are just another challenge.
The corporations are probably ahead right now because, of course, they have all the money. But there are still people out there studying those systems, and I think the hackers will be back. If you get caught, what's going to happen to you?
They'd probably take my computer away, send my parents, a pretty substantial bill, and that'd be the end of it. I'm not going to go to jail.